Hey folks, welcome to 100GB, and today we are back again with another video, and this time this is gonna be like the first AMA on the channel. Okay, finally after 3 years, so it has been around 3 years that this channel has been there, and no AMA, no live sessions. Here we go. So I posted a video last week asking for questions, and I got tons of them. Let's sort the questions by time. Let's go to the oldest one. Okay, so the first question is how to grab job in Google in such recession, how to pick good projects for resume, and about the ATS system of Google, and also how to line the resume so that your resume should match to the job listed. Oh wow, so 4 questions, not just one question. Anyway, before I answer this, by the way, this location is pretty interesting. I'm pretty sure you haven't seen me in this setup ever. So I'm in my hometown. There's this small town called Yamunanagar in Haryana in India. It's around 200 kilometers from Delhi, and it's very cold right now. It's evening. It's around 6 p.m. The sun is it's almost gone, and somehow my face is still visible. Okay, I might have to shift this entire setup to a room within 10 minutes. Anyway, let's answer this question in parts. How to grab job in Google in such recession? Well, I know it's tough time. The only option is to just see the openings on the careers.google.com, because that's what we see internally as well. Find a Googler, ask for a referral, and just go ahead from there. How to pick good projects for resume and about the ATS system. Well, see, for the ATS system, I don't know what it is, if it even exists. This is a term which floats around in the community. I have no idea about that. Maybe I can bring in someone from the recruitment team, and maybe they can talk more about it in a future podcast. Pick good projects. Well, good projects. I think for freshers, competitive programming is good enough. If you have good ranks on Lead Code, Codeforces, whatever. Just add it in your resume. Those really shine. Projects in specific, but I think you don't need me to tell you what sort of projects to build. There are lots of use cases, lots of problems. People have made dedicated videos on what kind of projects you can build. I'd say build a project which includes the entire stack and not just one part of it, which includes the UI, the backend, the client and the server, the storage is involved, RPCs or HTTP calls are involved. Even better if there is some real-time communication that is involved, because that will give you a real sense of what's going on and what this software engineering is all about. So any project which includes all of that. Well, today AI is a buzzword, right? So you better do project which is related to AI somehow. Okay. Anyway, I think it took too long. We have to be really fast. So the first question was from Samid Achari 542. Then the next one is from Aditya Raj Verma. It says, oh my god, English tone. Oh yeah. Well, that's how your tone get modified when your tone get improvised when you move to the US or any other English speaking country. Happy holidays and happy journey, Gaurav, from Mira Pakaya. Well, happy holidays to you as well. This is my 6th or 7th day of my vacation, and it's going good so far. And I can already see that it's getting dark. Let's try to increase the ISO. All right, so yeah, I just adjusted the ISO, and I think that I can take maybe one more question while I'm still at the terrace. The other question is from Kumar Subscribe. Wow, Kumar Subscribe, nice name. How many paid leaves in Google? I think 20, but yeah, so I suppose 20. So it's common across almost all the big tech companies. Well, there are a few companies like my wife's company, which is Ernst & Young. Over there, the leaves are actually unlimited. So yeah. Okay, then I'm Guy Focus 1474, and this guy asks, question for AMA is something I noticed in quite a few tech day in life videos. Does life outside the office feel a bit boring due to the lack of hustle and bustle in foreign countries? In India, there's always a lot of people around, blah blah activities going on. So it does feel a bit more busy. On the other hand, places in Silicon Valley seem a bit deserted, even though they are pretty peaceful as well. Well, I'd say that is true. So I think I recorded this video regarding transferring from India to the US, and it was one of the things that I mentioned, that if you don't have a social circle, then it gets hard, because as you said, that there is not much. So see, there are a lot of things to explore, but if you love this India vibe where you have lots of like-minded people whom you can talk like in your native language, it does make a lot of difference. Not just language, you have cultural differences as well, so they just start to creep in. And so what you say is right, yes. So that's why it's very important to have a social support system in the form of friends who have the same cultural background as you have. Now, having said that, there are people who really love to meet people with different backgrounds, like maybe extroverts. So yeah, for those kind of people, it really doesn't matter. They really enjoy going to a foreign country or living in a foreign country. Okay, so it's dark enough, and and it's getting pretty cold as well. Maybe it doesn't look like from the way I'm talking. Anyway, all right, let's go downstairs. All right, we are back in the room, and if you have been following me for quite a while, this chair might look familiar. This is from my first video. So like, feel free to scroll down the memory lane and check the first video.
Okay, so this is the chair.
Just looking like a wow.
Anyway, so the next question is from Aman Junior 2771. I'm doing BCA from distant learning. Is it possible to get in Google? I'm not sure what this distance learning is. I think as long as it's a bachelor degree, it should be fine. You might have problem if you are a fresher, but given that you are like 2 or 3 years experienced, this degree won't matter. Then the next question is from was it Shafi? This guy is not sure about his name. Anyway, question for AMA: how should we spend our weekends or post-official working hours if someone gets time to maintain a good work-life balance while learning, exploring new things other than our regular jobs? Tech stack. Oh wow, what a question. Okay, so I think I see our time divided into 4 things, like work, life, health, and maybe the 4th thing is learning. So if the work takes 8 hours a day, whatever, maybe you have 5-6 hours left. Now you need to spend time with family. You probably need to work on your health, and then the remaining 2-3 hours goes to your learning. So it's fair enough to spend your remaining time on the things that you want to learn. And on the weekends, you can like practically spend the entire weekend learning. Now, if we talk about the balance, it's up to you. You need to figure out what sort of balance you want. These are the 4 components. Now, the kind of weightage you want to give to a particular component depends on you, like entirely you. It's possible, yes. If you want to like work for crazy hours, even that is fine. So I was reading this book, Flow. I read it last year by Chick Sent Me High. By Me High Chick Sent Me High. Anyway, weird name. So that book mentions the research that was done on, I guess, 200 or 300 folks for a week, and the result was that a lot of people actually feel accomplished by doing work. It gives them a sense of purpose and belonging. So if you have free time, like for the remaining 3 components, even after spending time on those 3 components, you still have free time, just give it to work. I mean, it should be fine. Okay, the next question is from Chirag Patel 1491. What's your age? How do you still look so young, like 26, 27 something? My age. Okay, should I say it? Anyway, so it's 32. I'm not sure if I look like 26, 27. I can talk about like maybe basic lifestyle choices that I've made for myself. I don't drink, I don't smoke, and I give time to my health as well. Like this 2023 was the year where I've been most disciplined about health. Like I actually spend on an average 4 days a week working out. So if you've seen my day in the life video, that is actually the schedule I've been following for actually more than a year now. And if we talk about food, I actually eat everything. I'm a pure vegetarian, not even eggs, but I eat all the unhealthy stuff that you can think of, like chole bhature and samosas and whatnot. I mean, I don't do dieting as such. Okay, next question is from Moksh Panicker 1770. Does a code force rank matter while applying for a job in big companies like Google and Amazon? See, unless it's like a single digit rank, I'm not sure if it'll actually give any weightage to the resume. So this mostly works for freshers. I would think of it like this. If I have two resumes and both of the, let's say for the sake of the argument, both of the persons performed really well in the interview, but I just have to choose one. And if one of the person has like a single digit rank on code forces, or I might give some weightage to that particular person. That's about it. For experienced folks, I'm not sure if it will be helpful. The next question is from King Technical Bros 6477. Oh wow, these handle names are pretty interesting. Anyway, can I grab 20 plus LPA CTC job from a lower branch of NIT Allahabad Civil? Do I have to really work harder than the CS people's? Nice. Okay. Yeah. So for the first part of the question, yes, you can maybe grab even more. The challenging part would be for the companies that are visiting in campus, you might not be eligible to appear in their interview process, as in not being from computer science, IT, or electronics. So that is a part you need to figure out. Off campus, there shouldn't be any problem. Now, the problem might be related to your resume. Now, in the resume, if the recruiter sees that this guy is from civil and there are no computer science projects or nothing, you won't even make till the first round of the interview. So, which means that you do need to work harder than the CS folks, because you do need to score well in your civil, or at least bare minimum. You still need the degree, right? Or maybe not, I don't know. But in some sense, you need to work harder than CS folks. In their 5 or 6 hours of college, they are actually going through computer science stuff. And in your 5-6 hours, you are going through civil stuff, which means you need to make up for those 5-6 hours that the computer science guys are spending. So you got the gist? Yes, you sadly, been there, done that, not a fan, but the results are good. Sanyu Tumu Saim, I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing your name right. I've been seeing your comments for more than a year now. Thank you so much for watching each of my videos and actually commenting on them. There's so many Indians in tech. We love the Gauravs. I just met another Gaurav working in Amazon. Most are South Indians, but the ones I work with coming from North India. Namaste. Yes, namaste. I'm getting good at Hindi. Great. AMA is why do you still continue to live in Bay Area when you can pay lower taxes and live with me in Texas? I would love to. If you visit Bay Area, let me know. We should definitely meet. See, there are maybe 2-3 reasons. One reason is that friends. I don't have any college friends, but I do have lots of friends, colleagues from Google, which I won't have in Texas. And about the pay. So if I actually move to Texas, I will get a pay cut. So lower taxes, yes, but then the pay cut as well. Anyway, next is Sonia Matthew. Can't believe that was a fake window. Nice. Oh yes, that was a fake window in that video. Well, the scenery is really beautiful. Then Shubham 5575. Happy New Year, bhaiya. Welcome to India. Thank you. Then user HW at. Okay, there's some garbage name there. It looks like a pointer address. Anyway, question for AMA: how did you learn the trades of the tech job market and what to do next, etc.? Despite coming from the industrial engineering background, is getting hands on the job and the code is the key? Yes. For the later part of the question, getting hands on the job, not the job, but making good projects is kind of the key. For freshers, DSA is another key as well. Regardless of how many projects you make, if you're a fresher, for the big tech companies, you'll still have to go through those DSA rounds. For startups, though, it's a different story. They value your projects a lot. So if you have done some good projects in React, Angular, either Android app development, iOS, those will catch eyes, especially if it's a working product. So let's say in your college you actually made a mobile app and it's available on the Play Store or the Apple App Store. Those are really good for your resume. For the first part of the question, how did you learn the trades of the tech job market and what to do next? So for me, the fun part was that my entire friends, most of the folks in my friend circle were from computer science and IT. So I was very much into computer science and IT, even if my my branch was not CSIT. But today things are different. So back in 2010, 2014, we didn't have a lot of tech YouTubers, but today you have like tons of them, especially like coming from the Indian tech scenes. You have Nishan Char, Love Babbar, Harkirat, Take You Forward, like lots of folks. I don't think if there is a requirement to like have a good friend circle, you practically get all the knowledge or all the trades, as you're calling them, trades of the tech job market. You'll get to learn from them. Okay, next is Yuvraj Jadhav. As an interviewer, suppose there is a candidate who took like 3-4 hints to solve a hard DSA question in the interview, but as an interviewer, you felt like the candidate is having much more potential and can become a good suite. So would you hire him, her? Also give us some insights from interviewer's point of view. I've seen your interviewer video. Apart from that, I think yes, that interviewer video, it is quite a comprehensive one. Mostly whatever I could tell, I have actually mentioned in that video. So go check that out. Like for other folks, for the first part of the question, so it actually depends on that particular question that I've asked in the interview. If the question is really tough, and if it was expected that the candidate will take 3-4 hints, then maybe it's fine. But let's say if I didn't expect, if it's a simple question and I expected that the candidate should have coded it in 20 minutes, but maybe even after 3-4 hints, they're not able to code it in 20-30 minutes, then it's a red flag. No hire. Next is user, some garbage name again. Thanks to pointers. Please guide me. Oh, I've been guiding through my YouTube videos, but if you have any specific questions, just let me know. Then we have Rishabh Raj, AMA roadmap for remote job. I'm not the best person for like providing you with a roadmap for a remote job because I haven't had one ever. I think Harkirat is probably the best person for this roadmap kind of thing. Maybe just reach out to him. Then we have Ratna Deep Saha, legendary PM during Gujarat election. Okay, there is some fun stuff at 552 anyway. Then Satyam Jha 68. Love your videos and happy holidays. Happy holidays, man. Question for AMA. Is getting an internal transfer from Google India to US Europe easy? As long as you have an opening, it is super easy. I mean, the only thing is that you need to apply to that opening internally. So as long as the hiring manager agrees that you're a good fit, it's as simple as that. Then Sigma Mail 8388. Which laptop do you have? Well, from my work, I have MacBook Pro. And for my personal stuff, I'm using MacBook Air M1. I earlier had a Windows laptop, but primarily because of the battery backup and the portability, I actually moved to MacBook M1 Air. I actually do all my video editing on this, so this one is a beast. Then we have Gunesh Jan 9307. Question AMA. Is there any way to enter FANG companies or similar with specialized roles like front end? Do companies hire for these roles or is it only like normal STs? I'm not 100% sure about what's happening these days, but back in the days, yes, there were some specialized hiring done as well. For the interview process, I can talk about myself. Like for me, I had 2 telephonic rounds, both were DSAs, and then on the on-site, I had 5 rounds, out of which 2 were Android based. One was like Android design round, the other one was Android plus, like 50% Android, 50% data structures, because it involved writing code around LRU caches and whatnot. And then the other 3 interviews were entirely DSA, which kind of means that even if I was interviewed for a specialized role, I still have to go through those DSA rounds. Even in my previous team, it was like 50% I was on Android and the other 50% was on the server side, mostly writing RPCs or writing storage layer. If you talk about software engineering, most of the roles are general. There might be some specific roles, but we have other areas like I think we call them application engineers or DevRel engineers or partner engineers, where we do have lots of specificities. Okay, next is Jonam JS. Hey Gaurav, please pick this one for AMA, of course. Considering the recession is moving to the US for a master's after my Indian undergrad and a low paying job at service-based company, a good call. Your thoughts? Yeah, this is a very tricky, not tricky, but very hard question in the sense that it's very hard to make a decision upfront. Like my view will be, instead of moving to the US for masters, maybe maybe try to move to if your end goal is to just move to the US, then maybe move to a big tech company first in India and then take an internal transfer. Or the other way to look at it is, if you are fine, or if you have a solid background in terms of finance, like in terms of money, and you have lots of money, then I guess it doesn't matter. You just pay your undergrad fees in the US and get a job there eventually. But that's what I think of it. Then next is Aman. What's your future plans? Will you shift back to India after 2-3 years, or would be settling in the US only for? Well, I have not decided yet. We'll see how it pans out. Then Yash Devgan says shutter on wheels. Okay. Yeah, I'll let you guys figure out what he means by that. Then we have Ane2252. Hi Gaurav sir, wishing you a fantastic holiday season. You too. I'd love your advice on programming and developing logical thinking for first year students. If possible, could you share a roadmap for them to potentially join Google? For the roadmap, I think I've made a video early on, around 1.5 years back. So feel free to check that out. For the first part of the question, for the first year students, I give this example pretty often. I've talked about it in an earlier video as well. Like, even for me, I think that I didn't have that logical thinking. It was just one question which was explained by my roommate to me, and which actually opened the doors, or opened my logical thinking part of the brain as far as programming is concerned. I would say try to reason about the patterns. Like, we have lots of pattern making problems. Like, you do 1 star, 2 star, 3 star, 4 star, and then 1, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Just do tons of them. It will actually help you understand how loops function and how to think about programming in general. That is the thing that worked for me. I'm very hopeful that it'll work for all the others in the first year, and I was also in first year at that time. NITs में Google on campus जाता है, भैया travel log चाहिए, travel log देंगे?
हम करते हैं प्रबंध, आप चिंता मत करिए.
Google on campus जाता था, अभी भी जा रहा. IITs में तो जा रहा है. I'm not sure about what's the scene with NITs, पर मुझे लग रहा है कि मतलब जा ही रहा होगा. Then we have Muhammad as, how do you join Google? For non-tech roles like partner manager, copyright specialist, etc. at YouTube. If possible, please do record a podcast with them. For the podcast, yes, for sure in the future. Join these roles. The process is same. You need to go to careers.google.com and search for an opening there. It's better if you go through the referral route. Then we have Harshit4190. Hi Gaurav, I was thinking to move to the US for my master's. What do you think? Is it worth it, since you have been part of Indian job market as well? Do you think job market is stable in USA for tech? I mean, the job market more or less in the USA is similar to that of India. Okay, maybe we need to check. We need to scroll through a couple of websites like levels.fyi or Blind to have a conclusive answer. But my feeling is that in India, we still have lots of companies, startups hiring. In the USA, not that much. For the remaining part of the question, just refer to my answer that I gave like 2 or 3 questions back. Saheen Islam 1163. Hi sir, I am a final year BCA student. My question is, what's the quality someone look for in a candidate when someone refer for a job application? Yeah, for me it's quite simple. I take a good look at the resume. If I feel that this guy can perform really well at Google or in my team or with me, this is probably like the right candidate, and let's refer them. That's how I look at it. For a detailed answer, maybe I can create a separate video on that. Then Sing 1.1, can you please educate us about Android framework development? Oh yes, and that is what I'm gonna do eventually. Maybe within a month I'm gonna start, not a course, maybe a course, I don't know, like free, and see how it goes from there. We will try to make some custom Android stuff. Hi Gaurav sir, so this is the last question for today. I'm working as a Salesforce developer and having 2 years of experience. Usually my companies consider this role as application engineer, Salesforce, but I aspire to be an SDE at these companies, so an application engineer is eligible to apply for SDE role. Oh yes, I think as far as the eligibility criteria is concerned, even an application engineer can apply for an SDE role. I'm not sure if the resume will actually get picked up because your experience won't align with the SDE requirement. Having said that, if you've built some good projects, like good software projects, just mention them in your resume. And again, if you have some good ranks on competitive programming websites, then add those as well. Okay, so the second part of the question is to move to the US at headquarters of big tech giants. Does tech stack on which we are working upon in India also matters? Yeah, as I've said earlier, that in order to move to the US, you have to apply to an opening in the US. Like there is a job portal internally. You have to, and if there is an opening in the US, you apply to that, and if the hiring manager agrees that okay, there is this fit, it's only at that time that your process of the move starts. So tech stack or not, I mean, it's effectively it's like you're applying to a new job. It's just that there won't be any technical interview because you're already a software engineer in the same company. All right, folks, and that's all. I guess I covered all the questions which were added as comments in the original video that I posted. Having said that, I'm still very open to all, like even the new questions. Feel free to send those over either in the form of these comments or on Instagram, LinkedIn, wherever, and I'll try to create reels on my Instagram handle and answer those through the reels. Okay, I'm sure it was helpful, and maybe the next time we'll do a live AMA, which will be even more fun. Till then, have a really good 2024 and like many years to come. Anyway, I'm here. I'm not going anywhere.
पक्का ना, बहुत time है ना हमारे पास.
So I'm gonna like enjoy my time in India. I'll be here for a good 20 days and then I'll fly back. I guess I'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye.